Next up, we're in Sydney.
It's great to finally have you here on site on the same show.
Yep.
We've sort of been hovering around each other for a little while now, but the landscape extraordinaire with the design extraordinaire combined.
Yep.
Look out, everybody else. It's great to have you on board.
I've got to say, you're actually more excitable than on TV. I thought I was worse, but you take it.
Yeah,
So.
look, I've got high energy. For me, it's all about architecture, but of course, landscape is so important in Australian homes to complete the look. So I think together, mate, we are the dynamic design duo.
Yeah, I reckon so. All right, James, what have we got here?
What we're looking at, mate, is a quintessential take on the modern beach shack. It's a nice mixture of finishes, and it fits so beautifully into the landscape.
You know, one thing that I do love is the rake ceiling that we've got there, and I love all the hardwood and stuff like that they have reused, they've oiled and that. But the product underneath there, I've seen this before. What is this?
Look, it's an exciting product. It's from Bondor. This is actually called SolarSpan. And as the name suggests, it's giving you those beautiful wide spans without extra framing in underneath.
Yep.
You can rake it as it is here.
Yep.
It's perfect to lift up one side of the roof so that all of that natural light can flood inside. It's an insulated panel so that it's perfect for Australian climate.
Yep.
It's going to deal with the heat and the cool.
Yep.
And it's also about the speed of construction here. So this is pretty exciting. I had a quick chat with the homeowner, and there's about 110 square metres of roofing here in total, with the dwelling and the alfresco area. And it took about a day and a half to put that on. And it also creates those beautiful clean lines. It looks great.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost got like a pattern that looks like a shiplap sort of pattern down through it as well. So that is something like you've seen in a lot of coastal houses. So it certainly works here, doesn't it?
And the contrast, mate, with the white underneath those eaves, so it's nice and fresh and light. And then the dark colour on the walls, allowing all of that natural Australian timber just to pop.
Trying to wrap my head around this design here. So what would you call it?
I think it's a bit of a fusion, mate. It's basically got nods towards mid-century modern. It's got that beautiful rake ceiling, as we spoke about, outside, allowing all that light in. So that really clean line modern architecture that came from the middle of the 1900s came about because of advances in technology and new big spanning sliding glass doors and new roofing material. And this has now been enhanced and added on with the rustic elements with the timber to turn into what we call the Australian style.
So it is, what, a shack, would you call this? Or a love shack?
A love shack,
maybe? I don't know. What is it?
I think love shack sounds fantastic. Essentially might be called like a granny flat, but you know, this is definitely for funky, trendy granny.
Yeah.
It could be a studio apartment, it could be guest accommodation. This size dwelling is a great thing for people to be adding onto their block to add further accommodation, either for their family or maybe something they could rent out for accommodation for family stays. So I think it's got lots of opportunities, and it feels nice to be in though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was going to say, it looks well travelled. Like when you look around here, like we've got oars, we've got bits and pieces everywhere. It looks like you've gone to a garage sale down the road, you bought everything back here, a good garage sale though, but it just works, doesn't it?
I think it's got that little sort of quirky nature. You can definitely see a nod toward the nautical, you know, the beach is not far away. But it does have these items here that I think just fit well in with something that's new. The architecture itself is pretty clean. We've got these really black frames on all the architecture, almost like eyeliner, crisp white walls, and then the natural timber outside has been picked up in the floor and the joinery. But you're right, mate. I mean, the timber joinery in the kitchen is ply. And it's been lacquered over. And then white bench tops with a little bit of texture on the splashback. I think it's a nice winning combination.
I'm in my element here, and one thing that I do love, it's this vertical hard timber that I've got through here. That lets the breeze through, but one thing I do say to everyone, I hate it when it's horizontal because you always catch that line.
Yeah, well, I like it for different reasons. It's so funny to hear that point of view because I like the vertical lines because they don't have any dust sitting on them, which the horizontal do, so it's easier maintenance. And because they're nice, thick hardwood panels, I can look straight through, but as it gets longer on either side, I end up with a filtered bit of privacy as well. So it's acting as a decorative screen and yet letting all of that natural light and airflow in. It feels really nice. The landscaping is one of those things that is forgotten when people are creating homes, and it's so important. The moment you walk in here, as we walk down the driveway, you can just see how nicely settled this property looks like because of all that landscaping. So we've got a really nice mixture of textures and finishes. What's your eye catching?
Look, I'm going to say it is very, very natural, okay? As you can see, we've got a lot of viola as a ground cover here. We've got lamandra, but one thing I am noticing, we actually have a banana palm here, and it actually has bananas on it. In Melbourne, we have banana palms, but not one banana grown. That's the first one I've seen in the backyard growing.
Now, I think it's a really nice element, and it's definitely adding to that tropical vibe, isn't it?
Now, obviously, inside designer, if you're going to judge something like this, what are we looking at?
I have to give a judgment, mate. I think many people look for large footprints when they want a home, but large homes take maintenance and cleaning. And for me, I want a space that I can come and sit in and enjoy the location that I'm at here. This is a beautiful location on the Northern Beaches. I reckon I'm going to give that about a 9 out of 10, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
You know what I'm going to say about the garden?
Yeah.
Nature wins this one.